Ripon man will spend decades in prison for that brutal hatchet attack and sexual assault in Fond du Lac County. 35-year-old Hayden Davidson sentenced to 90 years today, 60 years in prison, 30 years extended supervision for an attack that happened in June of 2025. Prosecutors say the survivor had recently ended a relationship when Davidson went to her home, striking her dozens of times with a hatchet during a sexual assault. Investigators say she was left with life-threatening injuries, including broken arms and a skull fracture, but was still able to call 911. In March, Davidson entered guilty pleas to amended counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide, first-degree sexual assault, and mayhem.